Hello and welcome to BusyWorksBeats.com. Today we continue the FL Studio series right here, BusyWorksBeats.com/FL Studio. Today I'm going to show you how to make melodies sound a lot cooler using stock plugins in FL Studio. So, you know what's cool? The hum on my system just went away randomly. That's cool. Now what we're going to do is go here and go to the channel rack. And let's right click. Let's replace this with FL keys. You don't understand how excited I am that the hum in my system went away. There's no more like blah. So whatever the universe just did, thank you. So now we have FL keys, and I'll show you what this could sound like if you do the stuff that we're about to do. My keyboard's kind of tucked under here, so it's hard to play. You get the concept. So let's begin. So let's right click, go to piano roll. So this is probably the best stock sound to mess with as far as like the FL Studio stock sounds. This is the most universally good sounding stock sound. So what we're gonna do is start off with a chord. So most people overlook chords because they think stuff gets too musical, but in music, most of your melodies are really just broken down chords. So I'll show you a trick here. So let's start at, let's make it less lush. Let's go to G minor. Okay, so let's do a minor chord. So you don't need to memorize this, just type in the notes, you know. So we got G, we got B flat or A sharp, then we have D. And let's add a G down there somewhere, right there. So all together sounds like this. But what we're going to do is change the way we play it. So instead of just playing it like, you know, as is, let's change it. Let's do like. What happens if we had a half step? So let's begin. Let's turn the metronome on. And let's add this half step. This is what I like to add, that dark kind of vampire tone. All we're doing is just going down the notes in the chord. So we don't have to play all the notes all at once. So let's get rid of this middle note. So whenever you want to kind of keep the chord feel, but let's say it feels too dense, what you could do is just get rid of the middle notes. That's usually the first thing to get rid of so it doesn't sound as dense. Why is my keyboard not deleting? There we go. So if ever your chord feels like too dense, just get rid of that middle note and the triads, and then you'll have a easy way to go. Now let's drag these bottom notes out so they're longer. Another thing you could do to dense it up is to add this tone, copy it, hit shift, then hit control or command down on Mac and fill out your bass. You could also pull it down another octave, but that's too dark. I feel like this whole sound is dark, so let's hit control up or command up to move it to a different octave. Okay, and I'll show you shortcuts to make it sound different in a little bit. We're not there yet. So let's do, we have that. So now my ear wants to hear C. So the shortcut way is highlight all these notes, hit shift, left click, and pull it down until the top note is C. But see how some notes feel off? So we're gonna grab these off notes and hit shift up. But it sounds too musical. So we need to do something to make it sound less musical, and then I'll get into all the other stuff that we're about to do. So instead of C, let's pull this down to G being the top note. And then pull those notes back to where they were, down a half step. Okay, so now we have two basic chords. So I'm gonna show you a method that we've shown before, but again, I'm just showing you new ways to do stuff. Let's highlight all these top notes and let's hit the toolbar and let's go to chop. And let's just give this a time multiplier of something you like. I like it to go dun 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 dun. So it adds more rhythm, just like a hi-hat pattern to the accept. Now what you could do is actually change these top notes to something else. So if you wanted to get fancy, you could pull these to different notes. I'm going to take this note right here and just pull it down an octave, hit control down. It looks like we already have that note. No, we don't. Okay, so we're not done. Hit Alt S, change your strength. Okay, so now we have a like ring to it. Okay, so it sounds like somebody's actually playing these notes. And let's pull these notes so that they don't overlap. Hit Alt to micro nudge. So that's why I left all those notes stacked like that, so that we can use the Alt S function. They have to be stacked up on the same time. Let's pull this up one octave, control up. Now in trap music, you're probably gonna hear repetitive same chords. For this video, I'm just gonna show you the shortcuts real quick. So just grab this, hit shift, left click, pull it over. And again, our ear's listening to this top note. Dun, dun. So now my ear wants to hear G, which is down an octave. We could do another octave, or we could do C. My ear just likes these octaves. So basically it's the same thing, just down an octave. Now you don't have to have the same rhythms all the way through. I just kept it all the same just so the video is not complicated. Let's do one more thing. Let's hit Alt R, turn on pattern mode. Turn off pattern mode. My brain went sideways. Turn off pattern mode, turn on levels, and then mess with your velocity knob. This should give the piano a little more realistic human velocity or strength. Now every plugin's different, so not every plugin will react the same. So it's like the ring, and it shouts at you for a little bit, then it comes back down. Now to add the effects to make this piano sound like Mars. Let's go to the mixer. Let's add Fruity Delay 3, if I can find it. Fruity Delay 3. And let's turn down dry mode, turn down feedback level, and turn down delay time. And let's mess with this time modulation knob. And this creates a pitch wobble effect. So it adds that little Drake effect. Now we can add gross beat. Let's go to our list, add gross beat. Let's go to momentary. Let's try out the, it's under presets, go to momentary. And let's try out the half speed. I like this sound, but the only thing is it pitches it down so much, we have to go back to our MIDI, hit control up or command up. Let's open gross beat back up. And you could blend it. Let's say you want the original sound back. You could just pull this green knob down. So you can blend the two. I kind of like the slowed down sound. It just sounds cooler to me. Now we can add another Fruity Delay 3 and to actually add delay this time. So I'm going to quickly move through this because I like to nudge stuff around. Let's pull the wet level down and let's switch this to high pass filter and lower the cutoff. See how it adds that. I like that sound. Also, you want to try out different keys. So hit shift up or down to move your notes up or down. This will give you new inspiration. I like this key. So we're just changing keys. Now your last effect is going to be reverb. I'd recommend you put this on a separate mixer channel, however. So go to Fruity Reverb 2 or whichever reverb you have. Let's do Fruity Reverb 2. Turn the wet level all the way up to 100%. Keep in mind this can go higher than 100. Pull your dry level down and mess with your knobs. In this case, I'm going to use the cutoff knobs and delay knob a little bit and the mod knob. And let's go back to our original piano and then left click the up arrow at the bottom to send the piano to this track. You could add a compressor. Let's try a little compression before the delay, however, so we don't want the delay to get compressed. Let's go to compressor mode. Let's mess with the compressor a little bit. Not a mandatory step. Let's add a little saturation, see if we can get it to... Little mud in here, so we'd have to EQ that out. So this is more corrective EQ I'm going to add at the very beginning. It's a little hard to hear it. Muddy zone around like 200 to 400 hertz. Let's turn off the gross beat, so we remember where we started. Just gonna pull this down a little bit. All you need is an 808. Let's find an 808. How easy it is. Like once you have your melody, it's literally this easy to make drums. And this will be the end of the video soon, so let's add the melody in. And again, your melody can be more unique than that. I just copied and pasted the same motif over and over again just to speed up the video a little bit. But you can, change it up as you go. You don't have to make it so like the same rhythm. But I just want to show you how easy it is that once you have your melody set, your bass, your whole track is pretty much done. Kind of have to beef up the drums, so I'm only doing this just so you can hear like what it sounds like once we're done. So I'm moving a little bit quicker. I understand. Let's run this through a saturator. Let's try, where's that saturation knob at? Saturation knob, here we go. Down because everything's fighting for attention right now. Literally done the beat. Just need a hi-hat. Like, I'm telling you, beat making is not that difficult. Just gotta have the right sounds. what happens if I swap the stock sound for like a... You can really swap it at this point for any sound. Let's use like, I'm trying to think of a random plugin. Let's use Plucked. So at this point, you have everything set, so you could just swap out the sound. I'm just gonna prove it by clicking on random presets. Let's do Sakura. Now some like longer sounds might not load up. Let's do, I don't even know what these are. But you know, my Sakura doesn't click, so that might not, my click button doesn't work. Oh yeah, it did, never mind. Just to show you, like, you can swap it out for anything. Literally any sound. Let me, not maybe any sound, but you know what I mean. That's why it's so important to write with piano, because it's a general sound and most sounds will work. This one's cool. I might have to do a video on Sakura. I told you that's how easy it is to make melodies in FL Studio. Thanks for watching. It's Game from BusyWorksBeats.com. If you want to learn more about FL, just go to BusyWorksBeats.com/FL Studio. Peace.